Welcome to the OpenStax editing platform. Using the authoring tools that we provide for you, you can package your material as individual learning objects called modules. These modules are published in the content repository, cnx.org, where they can be used by themselves or combined to form collections, such as textbooks, online courses, lab manuals, or any other structure. Everybody shares the content repository. For example, suppose that I have created a math book and published it on cnx.org. Another instructor can take my work, mix in content of her own, and create an online course. Another author may choose to take one of my modules for use in a research methods lab manual. By adding my content to the repository, I've enabled everybody to customize that material to fit their own needs, and have encouraged others to add content that I may be able to use myself. All modules are created on cnx.org using the OpenStax CNX markup language, or CNXML. CNXML is a specialized version of XML. While it may take a little time to get used to, CNXML allows you to create a single document that can be used for web-based, PDF, or print delivery without having to worry about formatting or maintaining multiple files at once. When authoring, your goal isn't to write one single all-encompassing document that covers a topic from start to finish. Instead, the goal is to create several small, self-contained chunks of learning called modules. A module can be a relatively short, standalone learning resource, a chapter, a section within a chapter, a journal article, or a single lab experiment, for example. A well-written module can be taken out of context and used by itself, or it can be combined with related modules to form a larger work or collection, such as a textbook or online course. Log in with your username on cnx.org to create a module. When you log in, you will see the home page automatically. If you're already logged in and you're navigating from somewhere else on cnx.org, you can click the My CNX tab. Then click Create a New Module and agree to the open license. Under Location, select where your module will go. If you have not created any workgroups to organize your content, it will default to your personal workspace. In the metadata box, enter the information for your module. This can all be edited later under the Metadata tab of the Module Editor, and only the title and the language are required to start. Now your module is created. You can start writing in it by clicking the first white box. This will edit the first paragraph. You must click the Save button in the editing window to save your writing. You can click on the Insert link in the editor to choose what element you want to insert in your module. Paragraphs are the default, but the drop-down menu allows you to add sections, equations, exercises, tables, and more. There are navigation tabs on the top of the module editing area labeled Edit, Files, Metadata, Roles, Links, Preview, and Publish. The Edit tab is the current page, which is where you write or edit your module. The Files tab is where you can upload images or other files that you want to use in your module. The Metadata tab is where you can edit the information about the module. This includes the title, language, subject, keywords, summary, description of changes, if you edit and republish a module, and the Google Analytics tracking code if you have one. The Roles tab is where you can assign different CNX usernames to edit the module for collaboration, or give them credit for their work authoring, editing, or translating it. The Links tab is where you can feature certain links related to your module. They can go to other modules or to URLs outside CNX. These links will be called out in a feature box at the top of your module when it is published. The Preview tab is where you can preview your module before you publish it. You can either view an online preview or a PDF or print preview. To get back from the online preview view, you must click the Back button. The Publish tab is where you can publish your module so that your edits or creation can be seen by others. Under Description of Changes, describe what you changed if you edited your module, or stick to the default of Created Module if this is the first publish. Whether you're creating or editing a module, you must publish it if you want your changes to show publicly. After it is published, your module should have a module ID number that starts with M, which you can use to identify, move, copy, or link to your module. Your module won't have a module number attached to it until you publish it. Once you have created your module, you can edit your content. While it is possible to upload existing documents using one of the importers the editor has, you can also make edits and updates to the resulting CNXML code without starting from scratch each time. There are two ways that allow you to create and edit content directly in your workspace: Edit in Place and Full Source. It is recommended that authors use Edit in Place whenever possible. However, there are some authoring tasks which can only be completed using the Full Source editor. Edit in Place is a convenient tool for making quick and easy changes to existing modules. Using Edit in Place, you can add or remove CNXML elements, like paragraphs, lists, equations, exercises, and more. Or you can edit existing elements. An element is a single logical chunk of your document, for example, a paragraph, a quotation, or an exercise that is defined by a pair of CNXML tags. Full source editing is similar to Edit in Place, but it shows the markup for the entire module so all the tags are visible. Using the full source editor, you can add or change glossary terms, edit some elements that are not contained inside section tags or other containers, and edit collation instructions that do not appear as elements in the Edit in Place viewer. To edit a module, go to your workspace and click on the module you want to edit. If it's already been published, you will need to check the module out, but if you've already been making edits, clicking the module will take you straight to the CNX editor. To edit the contents of a paragraph, simply click anywhere in the white box surrounding the paragraph text to open the paragraph editor. You also have the option of editing a larger container. For example, you can edit an entire section by clicking the Edit Entire Section link. This allows you to edit that same paragraph along with other section contents, giving you the ability to reorder elements or merge existing elements without entering the full source editor. Adding a section. In Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose Section. You can create an optional title and then begin adding elements to your section. You can insert paragraphs in this section to have multiple paragraphs in one section, or edit the CNXML inside the section manually if you're familiar with the markup. Inserting code. In Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose Code. You can add code in this dialog box. This will display a block of markup or programming code without rendering it in the browser, which is useful for creating instructional materials for computer science and other coding subjects. Inserting a list. In Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose List. You can title your list if you'd like. Under Type, you can choose what kind of formatting you want your list to have. Then you can create your list by placing each list item in between the Open item tag and the Close item tag. Inserting an equation. In Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose Equation. You can give your equation a title if you'd like. To write an equation, use the MathML markup language. You can find the specifications at w3.org/tr/mathml, or you can use an external WYSIWYG editor like Visual Math Editor and copy the markup into the equation box. Inserting a note. In Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose Note. You can choose the type of note under the Type drop-down menu. You can then write your note in the box. Inserting an exercise. In Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose Exercise. You can title your exercise if you like. Enter in your exercise problem in the paragraph tag that is nested in the Problem tag. Enter in your exercise solution inside the paragraph tag that is nested in the Solution tag. If your exercise does not have a solution, you can delete the Solution tag. Make sure you get both the Open tag and the Close tag. Inserting an example. In Edit in Place mode, Click on Insert and choose Example. You may write an optional title for your example if you like. Enter your example where it says Insert Example Text here. You can add exercises, notes, and many other elements inside examples. Inserting a table. In the Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose Table. You can write a title for your table if you'd like. In the fields provided at the top of the box, you can enter the number of rows and columns of the table. Inside the Open Entry and Close Entry tags, write the information you want to appear in each table cell in place of the numbers in parentheses that already appear there. In order to add a table to your module, you must add a table description. Optional additions include the title and the caption. Inserting something that isn't one of the elements in the drop-down menu. In the Edit in Place mode, click on Insert and choose Other Elements. From there, you can find the element you're looking for and click on it for instructions. Full source editing. Full source editing is similar to Edit in Place, but it opens the markup for the entire module so that all the tags are visible. One particularly important set of tags you can edit with the full source editor is glossary terms. Click Full Source Editing once you're in a module and you can edit anything after the Content tag. If you want to edit anything above the Open Content tag, you will have to use the Metadata tab. Scrolling to the bottom, you can add or change glossary terms, which are contained in glossary tags. You can add glossary terms by entering the term inside term tags and its corresponding definition in meaning tags. They are both enclosed by definition tags. You must click the Save button to save your changes in the full source editor. To see your changes rendered, click Edit in Place. Deriving a copy of modules and collections. If you want to use a section or chapter from another textbook on CNX, you can create a copy of the module or collection. Deriving a copy of a collection allows you to keep the structure of the collection you copied and rearrange the contents. All the modules are automatically updated or changed whenever the original author changes those modules. However, if you want to make changes to the contents besides reorganizing them, then you can derive copies of any modules you want to use and put them in your collection. If you already know the collection or module number of the section or chapter or book that you want, then you can derive a copy using this link, legacy.cnx.org/content/the collection number of the collection you want to use, or the module number of the module that you want to use, /latest, while you are logged into CNX. Click on Reuse/Edit, one of the tabs on the top right of the navigation system. Here you have the option to derive a copy. Choose Derive a Copy and click Continue. Agree to the terms and create your copy. If you used the collection number to get to this site, then you can click on different chapter sections as well and derive a copy of the individual modules the same way by using the Reuse/Edit button. If you don't know the collection or module number, then you can use the search function on cnx.org by searching the name of the book to find the collection or module you want. Click on the collection or module and it will take you to the same page as using the link cnx.org/collection number or module number /latest, and you follow the same steps. You can find the derived copy of your collections and modules in your content and under all your collections or all your modules. It will be named Derived Copy of and then the title. You can edit these as you would normally edit a collection or module, and you can remove the Derived Copy of from the title in the Metadata tab. ID numbers. Once it's published, each module has its own unique ID number which starts with M followed by 5 numerals. To search for a module in your workspace, you can click on Module under By Type on the left-hand column and look up its ID. Each collection or group of modules has its own ID which starts with COL followed by 5 numerals. This ID won't be assigned until after the collection or module has been published. Collections. To create a collection, you can use the Create a New Collection text on your MyCNX homepage. It also appears on the Collections page under By Type on the left navigation bar. To add a module to a collection you have already created, click on a collection. You can find all your collections under By Type on the left navigation column, or you can see them in your personal workspace if you have not placed them in a particular work group. If it is already checked out, the collection editor will appear. If it's published, click the Check Out button to edit it. The collection can be divided into sub-collections, like chapters. To add a new sub-collection, hover over the Collection folder on the top and select Add Sub-Collections. The new sub-collections will appear on the bottom. You can also arrange the sub-collections and modules by dragging them to the desired location. To add modules to a sub-collection, hover over the desired sub-collection and select Add Modules. Enter the module ID or some title text for the module into the search bar, pick the module you want to include, and select Add. You can also add modules without nesting them in sub-collections. This is the Content tab of the Collection Editor. Under the Content tab, you can edit your collection. You can move modules, edit titles, and add or remove sub-collections and modules. Under the Metadata tab, you can edit the title, language, subtype, subject, keywords, summary, and Google Analytics code of your collection. Under the Roles tab, you can assign different CNX usernames to edit the collection for collaboration, or give them credit for their work authoring, editing, or translating it. Under the Parameters tab, you can choose your template style under Style. This will affect how the collection looks in the PDF version. You can also edit formatting and fonts here. Then you can select different notation styles that you would like in your collection PDF. Under the Preview tab, you can preview how your collection will look in WebView on cnx.org before you publish it. To get back to the collection editor, you must hit your browser's back button. The Publish tab is where you can publish your collection so that your edits or creation can be seen by others. Under Description of Changes, describe what you changed if you edited your collection, or stick to the default if this is the first publish. Whether you are creating or editing a collection, you must publish it if you want your changes to show publicly. After it's published, your collection should have a collection ID number that starts with COL, which you can use to identify, move, copy, or link to your collection. Your collection won't have a collection ID number attached to it until you publish it. Workgroups. The left navigation column shows workgroups your username has access to. You can organize and name these in any way you want. You can make a workgroup for each chapter of your collection, or for each set of authors you're collaborating with, or for each collection you create. To create a workgroup, click the text Create a Workgroup at the bottom of the left navigation column. Only the title is required information. To add collaborators to a workgroup, click the Manage Workgroups text at the bottom of the left navigation column and click Edit Members on the workgroup you want to share. Then you can search your collaborator's username in the text box. Once you find it, you can select the checkbox next to their name and click Add Selected Users. From the Contents tab of the workgroup, you can control what content is included there. If you need to move an existing module from one workgroup to another, go to the workgroup where the module is currently located. Select the module by clicking on the checkbox and then select Cut. This deletes the module from the current workgroup. Go to the desired workgroup and click the Paste button. Additionally, you can copy or make a duplicate of a module, which allows you to view it in another workgroup without deleting it from the first one. You can remove modules from workgroups by clicking on the checkbox and selecting Remove. Note that this will not delete the module forever, only remove it from that workgroup. You can still access all modules you have authored by clicking the Modules link in the left navigation bar. You can also change the title of the module by selecting Rename. Adding images and videos. To add an image to your module, upload it to the Files tab of the editor. Once it has been uploaded, copy the image markup from the Edit in Place Help window and paste it in the editor where you would like your image to show up. Be sure to add alt text after the media alt tag inside the quotes to describe the image. This is required for accessibility. Enter the image type after the image MIME type attribute, whether it's a PNG, JPEG, or other supported type of image file. Write the name of the image file inside the quotation marks after the SRC attribute. If you would like to refer to this image from other places in your module or in other modules, you can enclose your media tag with a figure tag. All of the markup for an image inside a figure tag can be the same as it is for an image without a figure tag, but it also has an optional title and caption. In CNXML, to embed a video, you must enclose it inside a media tag with the class os-embed. There must be a description of the video inside the alt attribute of the media tag for accessibility. To embed a video, use an iframe tag and make sure the URL that you put in its SRC attribute has an HTTPS address and that the video at that address is embeddable. The link must be the embedded URL of a video. If it is a YouTube video with sharing disabled, you will not be able to embed it in your module. You can change the size of the video display by adding the width and height attributes within the tag. Tags. Tags are specific text between two angle brackets, and closing tags have a / after the open bracket before the text. Every opened tag must be paired with its closing tag, or the editor will not be able to save the content. Most tags used in CNXML generate their own ID numbers, so you don't need to provide them when creating the tags. You can find more CNXML tags if, while editing or creating a module, you click on Insert and then Other Elements. Click on the tag you want, and an example of how to write it into your module is shown. Copy this example for your own text and adapt it for the content. Adding a term. A term in your text will appear bold, and if your content is in a collection with a template, the term will be collated to the index of the PDF. Put the tag around what you want the term to be. Formatting text. The emphasis tag has options for italic and other formatting types for text. Put the tags around the text you want to format. Subscripts. Put an open sub and close sub around the text that you want to be a subscript. Superscripts work the same way, except the tag is sup instead of sub. Footnotes. The footnote tag creates a footnote that shows up at the bottom of the web page in WebView or at the bottom of the PDF page in the PDF. Put the tag around the text that you want to create as a footnote. Links. The link tag creates a link which redirects the user to a figure, table, or example in the module. It can also redirect the user to an external website. If you are linking to an element inside the same module as the link tag only needs a target ID for the element that you are linking to. You can find this ID in the Edit in Place window for the element. Copy it, then add it inside the quotation marks of the target ID attribute of the link you're making. This kind of link will automatically generate its own anchor text, so you can leave it as a singleton tag. If you are linking to a place on CNX outside the module where the link is, You will need the module number of the module you are linking to, specified inside the quotes of the document attribute inside the link tag. If you are linking to a specific element outside the module, you can also add its target ID inside the link tag. A specific target is not required by the link tag when linking between modules. However, to link to something in another module, you'll first need the module number of the module where you want the link to go. The specific element is indicated by the target ID attribute, and the module is indicated by the document attribute. To link to a website outside of cnx.org, use the URL attribute inside the link tag. Copy the URL of the external site between the quotation marks of the URL attribute. This kind of link does not automatically generate anchor text.